likes me. Nobody likes me. That's okay, cause I don't like y'all anyway. Man, I don't like y'all anyway. Fuck all y'all. I let my watch talk for me, my whip talk for me, my gat talk for me. Bad, what up, homie? Even bitches who don't know me, they wanna blow me cause the shit I floss with, he saying a lot for me. I came in the rap humble, I don't give a fuck now. I serve anybody like niggas who hustle uptown. The coke price go up, capsules come down. The D's running my crib, I'm nowhere to be found. Niggas who hustle for me, they don't even stash track. They keep it on them, right there in their ass track. I don't like a nigga, I don't pretend to. I have the paramedics wrapping your fucking head like a Hindu. Look, I ain't going nowhere, so get used to me. OGs look at me and see I'm what they used to be. I'm that nigga that's so cold, the nigga that's so dope, the nigga that shot dice went broke, the so-so, the thug that pop shit, the thug that pop clips, the thug that went from 3.5 to the whole brick. Nigga ain't in his right mind going against me. My pictures painted the words I make a blind man see. Street murder, I don't believe you murder. Fuck around and leave you murder. I don't believe you murder, murder. Your life's on.
I'm Hito Steven. I'm Unigamer.
I'm Gavin Oates.
I'm Knowledge at Wrestling.
And this is another weekly edition of the Team Heel GutCheck podcast here on YouTube.com. As always, thank you all for watching. Gentlemen, how have you all been this week?
Good.
I'm kind of crushed right now. Peru lost today in the World Cup qualifier to Colombia.
Losers.
One of the worst things in having your favorite team lose.
Yeah,
Hito Steven was born.
but considering the fact that Peru hasn't gone to a World Cup in nearly almost 30 years, but oh well. There's still hope. But anywho, before we start this show, I just want to say the following to the host of British Wrestling Radio, Dean Mitchell, and that is, where's my keys? Where's my phone? Moving on now, yes? I have to ask you.
Gonna kill you.
Yeah, well, I can see it now. Kill, Dean, kill. So now, it's all nothing but love, man. Nothing but love. But anywho, we can start it, shall we? Raw this week. God. Only one thing saved the show, and we're going to get to that later. And I think you all know what I'm talking about with that. Yeah.
Yep.
But anywho, this show starts off with Triple H coming out to the ring in a scheduled match with Curtis Axel. Just for Vince McMahon to come out and say that Curtis Axel won via disqualification. And then Triple H restarts the match. Restarts the match. McMahon comes out again and says, Curtis Axel wins by forfeit. And then Triple H comes and says, you know what? We're going to have a 60-minute Iron Man match. Like, come on, we knew you guys were not going to have a 60-minute Iron Man match. So why bullshit us? It's like, to me, it's like they were trying to test our intelligence. And they wasted a good portion of the show on bullshit.
Yeah. To me, it just seemed like a big old dick-waving contest to see who had more power between Triple H and Vince McMahon. They're both waving their power around like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Like, give me a break.
Yeah. Gavin Oates?
All I'm saying is, it's childish. Because if they're trying to delete what they were known as in the Attitude Era as mature fans, and trying to rewrite history like they've been planning to, now this is getting beyond a joke. They made it look like a pantomime or play. It's like, oh yes he is, oh no he isn't, sort of situation, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean with that.
They really need to sell the lines the way they used to make it look believable when they used to be at war against each other. Now it just looks too cliche.
Yeah.
Knowledge of wrestling?
It was just a horrible segment. Like, for an opener, I was like, maybe we're finally gonna get a decent match between the two. But I knew some bullshit had to come up. But it was more of just a joke than a match. Yeah, the 60-minute Iron Man thing. We all knew that was bullshit. Like, I don't know what's wrong with WWE. Like, they're just, I don't know. They love to fuck up segments. They make them so corny.
Indeed. You know what I'm sensing now? I'm sensing this. I don't know about you guys. And Gavin, and I were talking about this earlier today. I think you told me earlier. Um, are we looking at a potential McMahon versus Triple H feud, a repeat of 1999? I mean, here's my thing with that. Do we really need to see Vince McMahon get in the ring one more time at his age? What do you guys think about that? Unigamer, we'll start with you.
I honestly don't think Vince should be getting in the ring at his age because, I mean, how old is he gonna? He's gonna be like in his 60s now, right?
His late 60s, I'm assuming.
Not to be said.
You know, the older you get, the more weaker your bones are, the weaker your body is. And I will admit, he's in great shape for a guy his age, definitely.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's mostly because of steroids and all that working out, which retards the aging process. But still, he's got a higher risk of getting hurt in that ring at his age.
Yeah.
He got nothing to prove anymore. It's
Indeed. Gavin Otts?
I mean, Vince, oh god, what can I say about Vince? He's one of those confusing characters. What happened to Mr. McMahon and the old character, like I've already said, that we know and love and respect? Now he just makes wrestling look a complete joke.
I feel what you're saying with that. Knowledge of wrestling.
It was cool to see Mr. McMahon in the ring like a long time ago. Now it's just he's getting really old now. He's about to be in the 70s. You know, no one wants to see an old guy in the ring versus a freaking veteran Triple H. You know, he's not young either. So it would just be. I don't think that would be a good feud.
I agree with that. I really do. I mean, here's my thing though. What does Triple H get at beating McMahon? What does McMahon get at beating Triple H? I found it funny how last night on Raw, when Triple H was arguing with Stephanie in the back, you saw how Stephanie was crying, right? And she was like, "Oh, he's not getting any younger." No shit, he's not getting any younger. Tell us something.
None of us are.
Oh. You saw how he with their kids last Sunday at the pool, squirting them with the hose. I'm like, are you for real? Gosh.
You know that's a pedo joke right there.
Exactly. Oh, fuck.
Where's the weekend, Mommy and Daddy? Got it right, Vince.
Well, I think what this would lead to, though, if there is kind of a McMahon Triple H feud, is who's going to take over the company. If Triple H wins to take full control over the WWE, and that's probably what it would build towards, if they're going to do that.
Yeah, I know what you mean with that. But to me, you know, it's just, I just hope that, you know, they can think of something better. Just hope that. Moving on now. Speaking of Curtis Axel, as you all know, last Friday on SmackDown, Zack Ryder suffered a concussion against Zack Ryder. He suffered a concussion. And Fandango, right?
Fandango suffered.
I was going to say, like, Zack Ryder got a concussion from facing himself.
My bad, I botched. It's back now. But anyway, I apologize for that. Fandango suffered a concussion. Okay?
Thank you, God.
And apparently it's being reported that he's going to be now out of the match against, you know, in the triple threat match. He's going to be out of it now. So we were assuming that they're going to have a regular, you know, one-on-one match. But obviously we're not. And replacing Fandango is Curtis Axel. Your thoughts on that? My thoughts is the following, okay? I can see where they're going with it. You know, put him in there, have him a title, but I think it's really, really too early. You know what I mean? Maybe if it was like, you know, a month or two in, yeah, but not now. You need to give me your thoughts on that.
Curtis Axel, a.k.a. Michael McGillicuddy, a.k.a. Joe Henning, he's been in WWE for a while. And yeah, they're redeveloping him now as Curtis Axel. Maybe it would be a good time for him to try and get the Intercontinental Championship. Wouldn't really be pushing him too fast. I mean, they pushed Ted DiBiase Jr. pretty fast when he first came into the WWE, giving him the tag team title with him and Cody Rhodes. Anything about it? I think that was like his first match in the WWE. Was the tag team match for the tag team titles. Where Curtis Axel has wrestled a few matches in WWE, and yeah, he's won by like flukes and other bullshit circumstances, and then he faces like the jobbers like Sin Cara and wins with ease. But he's proven himself enough to at least have a title match for the Intercontinental title, and the Intercontinental title is really treated like shit anyway, so it really wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
And you never know, he might bring prestige back to the Intercontinental title like his dad brought prestige to it.
Absolutely. Gavinants?
It's really hard to say, but I think they're rushing his character too much. It's like saying that if it was like Fandango, it's the same principle. The only people that made him over was the UK fans when they were over at Mania, and they were assuming that he was going to be over. It's weird how they rushed two characters in the space of a short space of time. It just makes no sense. It really doesn't. Even though they took him away from the Michael McGillicuddy sort of scenario, if they kept him as that, I can understand why it's the Intercontinental push. But it'd be nice if it was like towards like SummerSlam or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I think if I recall, that's where his dad first ever won it, was it?
I believe, was it? Unigamer?
What?
Did Mr. Perfect win the Intercontinental title out of SummerSlam? Pay-per-view?
I'm not 100% sure. I remember he lost the Intercontinental title in SummerSlam 2 times. One was to the Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich, and the second time was to Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It would have been nice if they actually put it on a relevant pay-per-view, like to homage his father. But saying that, they didn't do that with D.H. Smith, or as he's known as David Boy Jr.
Yeah. Knowledge of wrestling?
Yeah, I hope Fandango gets well, because concussion sucks. But with Curtis Axel, yeah, he's been in the main event so much. It's like, yeah, they're kind of over pushing it in a way. Him winning by DQ and count out, and now he's getting a mid card title. He's in the picture already, but he's been there for like quite a while. Not as Curtis Axel though, but I don't think it's like too early, but I won't be surprised if he wins this Sunday, because honestly, the Wade Barrett's not doing anything with the belt, and I know no one wants to see Miz with the belt again. So I'll have like a Curtis Axel do something with the belt.
Indeed. Let's hope so. Let's really hope so. Now, moving on now to the segment that saved the whole show. Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins. Like I said in my video that I recently made, this was the match to save the show. A match that obviously the whole YWC wanted to see for a very long time, especially on WWE television, and we finally got to see it. Again, I'm going to go on a limb here and say that, you know what? This is going to be a future WrestleMania main event. I can feel it. Like, you know how in the 80s we had, the saga of Piper versus Hogan, and in the early, in the mid-90s, we had the saga of Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels. In the Attitude Era, we had the saga of Rock versus Austin. And now we have the saga of CM Punk versus John Cena. I guarantee you, in the next generation, the saga will be Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins. And if I'm Vince McMahon, I would definitely start investing a lot into that feud, because that is the moneymaker. That is the feud that will put butts in seats. Unigamer, will you agree with me on that?
Yeah, definitely. You got two great wrestlers, such as Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins, who can both deliver a great match with anyone they wrestle with. But then you got them wrestling together, and they've had great matches before in the past in ROH. So it'd be great to see that in WWE. That's what WWE really needs right now, is more great matches between two great wrestlers that can give the fans some excitement. Because WWE kind of lacks on that a lot of the times. Just focuses on stupid, childish bullshit.
Indeed. Gavinots?
That's what I mean. It's like they really need to latch on to the ROH era because they're bringing so many former ROH superstars and watering them down, which is annoying. And I really want to see Daniel Bryan to his full potential like he's shown in ROH, which I like the look of, compared to being like a joke as it is at the moment. But the only thing is, it's obviously that Monday Night Raw match is going to be memorable for that, only that. Which, like you said, it should be like a main event, maybe WrestleMania match, but saying that, it could be any type of main event on any show because every time they jump in the ring, they tell different stories.
Knowledge of wrestling?
Yeah, that's the thing with WWE. They always try to ruin like wrestlers from different organizations. Like you said, Gavin, they water them down and stuff. They just crap on it, and that's what sucks. But the match overall, it was it was a great match. You know, hopefully we'll see. I'm assuming we're gonna see these two on a pay-per-view one day, like wrestling each other. Should happen. You know, we should see more matches like this because Raw always the matches are just the same. It's either a squash match or just a match that no one really cares about because the wrestlers aren't that interesting.
And again, you guys noticed last night how Daniel Bryan was super over.
Yeah, the crowd always loves him.
And I've been hearing these rumors apparently of a potential John Cena versus Daniel Bryan coming up in the future. That's what I heard apparently. So rumor going around the internet. If it happens, I mean, how can I put this? As far as the technical wise, I think Daniel Bryan will have it. But it's Cena. Come on, now you think for 1 second John Cena will let Daniel Bryan go over him? I don't think so.
I mean, not clean, but
yeah, exactly. I think obviously Daniel Bryan would have to turn heel. Have him shave off the mustache, let him cut his hair up a little bit, and let him go heel. If that's the case, you're gonna get your thoughts on that potential match that could possibly happen. Who knows?
What's the match now? Daniel Bryan versus John Cena?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's meant to be rumored of Money in the Bank or something.
Yeah, I don't know. John Cena seems to be like an egotistical person sometimes. He's buried people like Tyler Rex, and I think also Alex Riley.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't really see John Cena just giving the belt to Daniel Bryan or dropping the belt to him.
Gavin Otts?
Saying that if you want to give Daniel Bryan more credit where it's due, give him the belt. See what he can do with it. Even though he didn't have a long world title reign, I think he deserves it now. He's been in the industry for a long time. Obviously, he hasn't been in WWE that long, but he deserves it because he's been thrown random storylines, random put together with Team Hell No. Looks like Randy Orton could be replacing him in some way or form because they ain't got nothing for him. But at least one thing, if you're going to put Daniel Bryan, I would have him as a WWE champion because it will actually get people noticing WWE's products from obviously ROH fans and so on.
Yeah.
And because that's what made people watch probably SmackDown even though it had low ratings when he had that world title reign. Now with him the prestigious title in the WWE, let him run with it for a bit, see what he can do.
Knowledge of wrestling?
Yeah, wait, I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah. Oh, what was the topic again? I'm sorry, I'm out of it.
John Cena and
John
Bryan.
Cena and Daniel Bryan. There we go. So I mean, we seen the match before. I think it was a good TV match, but yeah, like you guys said, I doubt we'll see Cena get put him over and stuff because it's either Bryan turns heel, or they'll find some cheesy way to end the match. You
Yeah.
know, that's what I don't like.
I mean, honestly, if you think of his world title reign that he had, I think what really destroyed that whole reign was the way he lost the belt. As in, the way he lost the belt made the way he won it feel like shit. You know what I mean? And the whole reign feel like shit. That's just my opinion, of course. Now, moving on now to the segment. We go from a good segment back to a shittier segment from the whole night, and that was Kaitlyn having to find out who the supposed secret admirer was. Ended up being Becky Lynch. Now, Becky Lynch comes out all dressed up and shit. It looked like he had on his fucking button-up shirt that he got from the shower, the shower curtain and shit, and just walked through. Yeah, that's what it totally looked like. Yeah, something he just grabbed from the shower curtain.
No, it looks like he wore the Rock's reject stock from the 1990s, to be honest.
So like he walks to the ring and shit, and like, oh yeah, normally people know me as Adolf Ziggler's security guard and badass, but I have feelings for you and this and that, and like, come on, you're gonna act like we didn't see that coming.
Exactly. I felt like the second I saw him coming out, I was like, all right, this is gonna be a setup. AJ Lee's gonna come out and do something. It's gonna do something to really crush her and kind of take her off her game or something. And it's gonna lead up towards a match at Payback.
I'm not gonna lie though, her quote unquote pipe bomb had a lot of emotion. To an extent, I will say that.
Yeah, definitely. But it's just gonna be somewhere AJ's gonna be the new Divas champion.
I think she should be. I mean, it's about time, really. Don't get me wrong. Kaitlyn's a beautiful woman. She's showed improvement in the ring, but I mean, come on. You need to put the focal point on AJ Lee right now. Just saying with that. Gavin Otts, your thoughts on the whole segment?
It may be cheesy and WWE sort of cliche, like I've said earlier on in this podcast. It's like the typical thing, but at least one thing now, the Divas are actually having a storyline at long last.
Yeah.
Not throwing random matches together and so on. At least one thing, this match has sort of had a build for a year long, even though how it has. People wanted this at Mania. Never had it. It's like I said it on the Extreme Rules podcast. I was expecting a backstage brawl or something.
Yeah.
The way it happened, never happened. Now we're getting a Payback out of the blue. It's long overdue. I'm hoping they have a decent long match. A quote unquote, if people quote it as a piss break, that's shocking because you've got two great athletes in the ring can actually have a good match because they've got that chemistry. What has been building this, even though it's been built up in a cheesy storyline, but they have got good chemistry in the ring. Look at how legit Kaitlyn's tears looked. That's what I mean. They can work a good promo. They'll work a good match, hands down. If it's given the light aid, not like a 5-minute squash match.
Let's just hope so. Now with your wrestling,
I'm actually interested in this match, AJ versus Kaitlyn, because the two were so-called former best friends. It could play a story to it. Yeah, depends on the time they get to. So I wouldn't mind like at least 7 minutes you could give them. Not like a 3-minute match what they usually do. But yeah, with that segment, it was just so cheesy. Like Biggie coming out, yeah, like everyone knew that had something to do with AJ. AJ was probably gonna say some BS, and it just ended up to be like that, and it sucks. But I'm more interested in the match, and the segment could just go somewhere else. I really wouldn't care. I really didn't care about that segment.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. We'll get on to the predictions in a little bit. Now let's move on now to the world of TNA. Oh yeah, TNA! I had to do it. And last week was the big debut of Quinton Rampage Jackson, the former UFC light heavyweight champion, the former Pride star, made his Impact debut. And I like the fact how the crowd bought into it. You know what I mean? They showed that, oh my god, it was such a big deal. But to me, I felt they said fuck you to him the minute they brought out Kurt Angle. And pretty much shitted on him. With, oh, you want to beat the best? You're looking at the best. And they had this whole stare down and shit. Like, come on, really? You're gonna have him debut, you're gonna fuck him over like that? So fucked up. Unigamer, your thoughts?
It's gonna shit on one or two people. It's either gonna shit on Rampage Jackson or Kurt Angle, because like Kurt Angle wins. It's just gonna be bad, honestly. Both ways, it's just looking bad for putting Rampage Jackson's first match. He's gonna win against Kurt Angle, and they're gonna shit on the guy who's gonna be on the TNA Hall of Fame. The Quinton Rampage Jackson's first pro wrestling match, he loses to Kurt Angle. It's really going to make it hard for him to really build up his character in TNA to try and go somewhere.
I agree with that. Gavin, thoughts?
It's like I wouldn't say action speaks louder than words. It could have been worse. We've seen definitely worse in the past. I think it was a really good stare down. It could have been a lot better, like obviously saying stuff between each other to make it look legitimate, but I enjoyed it, to be honest.
Knowledge of wrestling.
What a feud between these two, like, I don't think neither of them would benefit. Yeah, it'd be a good win for Rampage, but then Kurt Angle, yeah, he'll be weak and stuff. He'll look weak, but you know, for that segment, yeah, it seemed like the crowd really did like it. You know, they need to do something. Just get TNA people talking about TNA by bringing some big guy that people know from the MMA world. So it was a good idea to bring him out. Sadly, the ratings didn't really prove it much. So
We'll get into this a little bit.
yeah.
Speaking of, I was getting to the ratings. Apparently, TNA, this last week's Impact, the debut of Rampage Jackson, the return of Jeff Hardy. Guess what the rating was? A 0.93. I mean, if you're TNA, you really need to seriously sit down. You know, Dixie Carter, Hulk Hogan, whoever runs Panda Energy, whatever the fuck it is, and just sit down and really think about what they need to really do to get over this hurdle. Unigamer, care to share some more thoughts into this topic with TNA and their 0.93 rating?
I seriously feel like Spike TV. I've heard rumors that Spike TV is going to have a meeting or something with TNA about these low ratings. And if that's true, I feel like Spike TV might just say, you know what, it's not working out. You know, no one's watching really. Not enough people are watching for us to want to keep you on here. You're going to have to find another network. Best of luck in your future endeavors. That's how I feel that what they're gonna do, and then if they might replace it with something else. I doubt that they might replace it with wrestling still. I mean, that'd be great if they replaced it with ROH.
Indeed, absolutely. That.
But I don't know if they would go back into the wrestling game after the failure of TNA.
Yeah. Gavin, before we get into you, let's just hear from Knowledge of Wrestling, because obviously, Gavin, you'll be the pro of this. Okay?
Oh, fuck you.
Knowledge of Wrestling, care to give your thoughts on this?
The rating, man, couldn't even go above 1.0 after. Yeah, you said the return of Hardy and Rampage Jackson. It sucks. Yeah, the NBA Finals were on during that time, but honestly, you can't make excuses anymore. I mean, the TNA fans, they would choose to rather watch that than anything else. So the ratings should have went up when Rampage Jackson, when they heard that he was gonna come out. So it does suck. You know, I don't know what's gonna happen. If it keeps on happening, yeah, they're just gonna have to just find another network. I mean, it's really it's so bad.
Yeah, you know what's even crazy about this, right? The main event of that week, that episodic show was Jeff Hardy and Bully Ray in a ladder match.
Oh my god.
And not even the title's up above the ring. It's a hammer. Okay? A hammer. And the match ends with Bully Ray climbing the ladder, grabs the hammer. Jeff Hardy counters it, gets the hammer. Bully runs out of the ring. You see Bully backstage. He's like all tired and shit, right? He's breathing heavy. You know what I mean? You see Hogan behind Bully Ray, ready to attack him with a hammer. Ready to swing at him from the back of the head. All you see Brooke Hogan, Daddy, no! Stop! 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 And you have like this three-way stare down, and you see Bully Ray run away. Is that the way you want to end your main event with the return of Jeff Hardy? Gosh, no wonder why they don't get over a 1.0 rating.
I was going to say that too.
Gavin, now let's hear the pro. You just heard the cons. Let's hear the pros.
Pros and the cons. Here we fucking go. Don't even get me started. You really pissed me off when you always quote unquote about the ratings.
Well, take
Quote me if I'm not, the ratings have improved.
Explain how. Explain it.
Because they've had 0.8. Now they're in the 9.
But they're still in the zero.
They used to be in the 1.2s, 1.2.
I get where you're coming from on that. It may be because it's on a weird day or time. I don't know how it works in America. Because obviously, because I'm a UK citizen. Like I say, TNA does well over here. Why do you think DC Carl would love to move TNA here all the time?
The problem is, though, the most important place where it matters more is over here with the Spike Network.
Yeah, and they travel.
Yeah, but correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know about your Spike Network. That's one of the highest rated shows on that network.
TNA is one of the highest rated shows on the network.
Yeah,
I doubt it.
I doubt that. Yeah, I really don't think.
it used to be probably, but
Back in the day, like back in 07, I'll say this: TNA was at its high point when they brought in Kurt Angle and they were having Angle versus Samoa Joe, like all their pay-per-views. That was the only time where I believed that TNA was superior to WWE. My honest opinion on that. I'm gonna go on and say that I really don't think that, you know what? I don't think Dixie Carter cares about professional wrestling. I just feel like she looked at this product as a way to make money. You know what I mean? That's just how I look at it. You know, and I hope I'm wrong, but that's the way it's coming out for me. You again, what are your thoughts on that?
I think TNA was at its best when they had the pay-per-view when Austin Aries beat Bobby Roode for the championship. You know, that's when TNA was starting to really pick up. And
But the statement that I said about Dixie Carter not really give a fuck about the wrestling business. All she really cares about is making money and, you know, just to fail. That's what I'm referring to.
Dixie Carter is an idiot. She surrounds herself with spineless yes men that will agree with anything that she says.
Exactly.
And she's also a spineless yes man when it comes to Hogan or Bischoff. They're saying, oh, this is good, let's do this story angle. And she'll just agree with it. She'll just be like, oh yeah, let's go ahead and do that. That sounds like a perfect idea. Not really thinking for herself and thinking to herself, God, this is fucking stupid. No one's going to want to go along with this. That's why the problem. Dixie Carter is not a wrestling person whatsoever. She's not. All she is a backer.
She was just someone that Jeff Jarrett found just to invest the money into.
That's what I mean, a backer. Someone who has the money to invest.
Gavinots?
I see your point where you say the flaws of TNA. I don't say it's always 100% perfect. I never say it's 100% perfect. That's why I have not invested that much into the product this year. It's like I could have bought my tickets for the live shows coming next January. I haven't invested in WWE the same, because end of the day, if you look at both products, you may think, oh my god, TNA has got shit storylines. At the moment, WWE is no better. The only thing I can actually say, if you want your wrestling fix, turn to ROH.
Thank you.
Because I think this is the reason why both companies are fucking up to get ROH noticed. It could be because they've already got these millions. TNA's got more money than WWE. WWE is a billionaire company. ROH could be the centerfold when all of a sudden it'll have that spark where it'll get probably a TV deal. I've not doubted it, because why would you obviously use ROH as a stomping ground to sign these future stars? Look how many's in WWE. Look how many's in some way or form in TNA in their history. What's to stop ROH just getting that spark? Everyone's like cloning onto it. I've seen the early years. I'm impressed. Why do you think CM Punk's been known as the best in the world? Where do you think he had his stopping ground? ROH. It's time for ROH to shine, for a change, make a breath of fresh air for people to enjoy wrestling. But no one would actually give ROH a chance other than the people that already watch it.
Knowledge of wrestling.
I just think ROH, yeah, it should be really noticed, but sadly, it's just it's like a developmental company, because once WWE calls up like the ROH stars, they're impressed of that, they feel that impress them, they're just gonna leave. That's what usually happens, and then nothing. Then ROH kind of goes downhill because their top stars leave to go to the big leagues, and sadly, that's ROH is basically like the minor league of baseball, and it does suck. But Nixy Carter, yeah, it seems like she doesn't know a lot about the wrestling business. Like it's like the owner, Jerry Jarrett, or even Jeff Jarrett, just found her somewhere, just so she could like run, just so TNA wouldn't die, just so she would take control.
From my understanding, sorry to cut you off, but from my understanding, if you watch TNA, the Year One DVD, apparently Jeff Jarrett and Dixie Carter used to mess around back when they were young. So maybe that's how they met, but another back in the day and shit like that. They
just made her the president just because she probably knows how to run the company.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I continue where I was saying?
Of course, yeah. I apologize.
It's alright. Basically, when I'm on about when they're looking for inspiration for good matches, like I'm saying, ROH where it is. Like we were talking about the match from Monday night, obviously we've actually seen that on ROH in the past.
Yeah.
Now, that's what WWE are probably doing now, looking at low catalog from ROH and see what matches work. Don't get me wrong, I can see where they're going with this. But the bad point is, ROH did it first, end of.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins, they had 3 good matches in Ring of Honor. You know what I mean? And so this was no exception. You knew what to expect. But yeah, not for nothing. If I'm Spike TV, I would definitely consider try to work something out with the Sinclair Network and have ROH come on Spike TV.
Yeah, it's still not broadcasted here.
Just imagine, like, ROH being put on the old Impact Zone, for example. You know what I mean?
That'd be good.
It could work. Just saying. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but that's probably a suggestion. If they want to stick to the wrestling business. But yeah, did you guys hear about apparently Hulk Hogan planning on training for a match against Bully Ray for Bound for Glory?
Just retire.
Just retire. Gosh, listen, I love Hogan. I grew up watching Hogan. But come on. The words, the same thing I said about Sting, the same thing I'm going to say about Hogan. The words whole title around your waist or around your shoulder should not be coming out of your mouth at your age of almost 7 or 60, whatever the hell you're aging right now.
No kidding. It's, I was more of a Warrior fan, to tell you the truth. So, so I really didn't, what I mean? It's just, I was never really much of a Hogan fan. And, now I'm definitely not a Hogan fan at my age. I still find him to be boring, and I don't want to see him at his age doing the same stupid, repetitive bullshit that he did back in the 80s that annoyed me when I was a kid, to the 90s that annoyed me when I was a teenager, to 2000 that annoyed me when I'm an adult.
There you go, man. Gavinots?
Well, with Hulk Hogan, yeah, he's had his day, but I had my moment with him, last year. When it came out, obviously, on the UK tour. I was surprised they did house shows. The pop for him, he's still got it, don't get me wrong, for the fan base. I think he just do stuff like Legend of the Ring and so on like that. He's had his moment. It's like saying that they could twist it all around and say Bully Ray probably will retire Hulk Hogan. Sort of in the long run. Because people were saying, oh god, Sting's got another title shot and all that lot. As soon as he lost, everyone was saying, oh yeah, it's pay-per-view of the year. Obviously because of the knockouts match, but that's another story I didn't cover because I was busy with private commitments. That's why I went here last week. But end of the day, yeah, Hulk Hogan's had his day. I agree with Jeff at the moment. Seeing what he does now is kind of getting cheesy and cliche as well. But it just makes no sense with the two main companies that people focus on.
Yeah.
I just focus what happens in the ring more than the storylines.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now, to wrestling?
Wait, hold on. What were we saying again? I'm sorry.
Wow, you're lost in the
Yeah.
argument.
No, because I got distracted.
Apparently about Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah, Hulk Hogan. There we go. Hogan, yeah, this dude's trying to make a comeback, like, in 2013. Wants to try to get in the ring, and he's probably just gonna win the world title at Bound for Glory. It sucks. I mean, I know the Bound for Glory series winner is gonna have a match for the world title, but I think what Hogan's gonna do is just get his double match after that. Bully Ray will most likely retain, and then he'll just win the title and another bullshit ending.
Here's my thing, okay? If this was 1999, 2002, fine. You know what I'm saying? Remember how in 2002 when Hulk Hogan beat Triple H with the Undisputed title? In Backlash, remember that? Guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately. How back? See, that was, to me, that was understandable. Fine, that was understandable. The reign wasn't long, but it was okay. I was okay with that. You know what I mean? Considering that he came off that match with The Rock. But come on, it's 2013. It just looks creepy to me. It really does. I can see it now. Him dropping the leg at his age. For the 1, 2, 3, he had his face all bloodied up, and you see him hulking up. Like, it's not believable anymore. Oh gosh. Now let's move on. Now let's go back into the world of the WWE. Yes. Okay. Talk about the pay-per-view coming up this Sunday, Payback, which will be live this Sunday, June 16th on pay-per-view. Call your local cable or satellite provider for more information about the pay-per-view. Cheap plug, I know.
Or watch it on streams if you don't want to be asked to pay for it.
No one's gonna fucking pay.
Or it'll be live from the OC Arena in Chicago, Illinois. So, let's start with the pre-show. Sheamus versus Damien Sandow. I'm surprised here because you think of Sheamus, a former World Heavyweight Champion, on a pre-show. This is obviously a no-brainer. You already know for a fact that Sheamus is gonna win. This is just one of those matches where they can just put Sheamus on the card and have him feel active for that one night. So yeah, I'm just going with Sheamus here. As much as I am, I'm kind of a fan of Damien Sandow, but this is just another match for him to get burned. Unigamer, your thoughts on this pre-show match, Sheamus versus Damien Sandow?
It's pathetic. I don't like it at all. It's like a Sheamus is a former world champion, and you put him up against Damien Sandow, definitely a future star, but someone who's basically there just to be a jobber right now. It seems like they're jobbing him out.
Yeah.
And
I agree with that. I agree.
They're just shitting on both of these individuals because you're gonna put them in the pre-show.
Word.
Who did Sheamus piss off? Seriously,
I have no idea. I really don't.
He had to have pissed someone off to get put onto the pre-show.
Maybe he pissed off Triple H. Maybe Triple H. Maybe he didn't want to. What's it called? Work out with Triple H, or hold off his reps. You know what I'm saying?
What did he miss a workout with Triple H or something? Or
who knows?
Or did he inject some tainted steroids into Triple H's ass?
Who knows? Who knows? Gavin, what's your thoughts on the pre-show match?
You may think that he's pissed someone off. I think they're only doing it just to boost the ratings on it. Because not many people out there watches the pre-show.
Hey, what makes you think people watch this pre-show?
Yeah, that's why I think they're thinking, oh, wait a minute, Sheamus is one of the main characters, Damien Sandow sort of one of the main characters, who actually does need some reason, a title push, but they're not going with him yet.
Yeah.
But that's all I can think it is reason for. But I think Sheamus is going to get the victory.
Oh, that's easy. You can see that coming from a mile away.
Bro kick 18 seconds, WrestleMania 28 redo. Watch. Now that you're wrestling,
more fitting than when they did with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. Now that you're wrestling, your thoughts on this pre-show match?
I never watched the pre-show anyway, but yeah, I don't get why Sheamus is in the pre-show. This dude, this dude's Triple H's buddy, and he should be in the main event scene somewhat, or at least close to it, not in the pre-show. And we've seen this match so many times, I'm tired of it. I'm not going to watch it, because Sheamus is probably going to win in 3 minutes, or even less.
Yeah.
So,
ain't there a game on that day, NBA Finals?
I think so. They're fucked.
So let's move on now to match right here on the card. We have Dolph Ziggler versus Alberto Del Rio, a singles match for the World Heavyweight title. Obviously, you already know they're going to find a way to have Dolph Ziggler get the W. He's had time off. So, that's all I pretty much can say for that. So, I'm going with Dolph Ziggler on this one. You the gamer?
Dolph Ziggler all the way. Definitely. Of course, also, I still want to see him have that belt anyways. I don't want to see, Alberto Del Rio as champion anytime soon. He's been champion for long enough.
Yeah. Gavin Nuts?
Yeah, Dolph Ziggler, because he's not shown his full potential because of that concussion. Have you noticed one thing with WWE? Concussions are the in thing at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is strange.
It really is. Really
but
is.
At the end of the day, Dolph Ziggler needs a good title defense, and
it's kind of eerie though when you think about it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Concussions are the end thing. Because you think about it, all the concussions that caused Chris Benoit to kill himself and his family.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, is this the ghost of Chris Benoit coming to haunt WWE, like the ghost of Chris Candido's haunting TNA?
Hopefully. No, but
Chris Benoit haunts TNA about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, no, because Chris Candido, I think, is haunting TNA for what they did to his girlfriend, Sunny.
Yeah. Now, knowledge of wrestling?
Yeah, those they will win in probably from some distraction from AJ or Biggie. So he'll win. He'll win. I mean, I don't see Del Rio shouldn't be champion. He was champion for a decent amount of time. So you got to keep on. You gotta let Ziggler have a good reign. I know WWE never gives good title reigns anymore, but just since Ziggler, he was the Money in the Bank holder for so long. Give him a good reign. So yeah, just hope he wins Sunday.
Let's move on now to the Divas title match. Kaitlyn defending her title against her former best friend AJ Lee. Finally, this match is going to happen. I am hoping AJ Lee gets to win because let's be honest, she's the hot thing right now. And yeah, I think it's her time to hold the belt. You the gamer?
Me, I personally don't care about who wins the title because the Divas title is worthless. There's no real prestige to it because there's not really women wrestlers in WWE that actually wrestle nowadays.
You should that too. I mean, you have Natalia, you have Tamina, Snuka, but yeah, they're not doing anything with them. They have Natalia, being pimped out by the great Khali in some weird way, and being mothered to Hornswoggle, which I find hilarious, but you know how they are. Gavinots?
I have mentioned it already early in the past. I'm hoping it's going to be a decent 10-minute match, not a 5-minute match. I just want the show factor that, due to the title of the pay-per-view, I want Kaitlyn to win it, even though both of them are nice in real life, but sorry for breaking kayfabe. Yeah, I want Kaitlyn to win it, just for sure factor.
Knowledge of wrestling.
Yeah, he just should have won the title a long time ago. But yeah, this is probably her time now. I mean, Caitlyn, I think she's held. Like, she's just dragging the title. Like, she's not really doing anything with it until, like, now. So, yeah, just let AJ win it. Because at least if AJ holds the title, we're probably going to see more title defenses than whatever Caitlyn had.
Yeah, do you guys notice how crazy AJ Lee is now, right?
She's always been crazy.
Do you guys notice how TNA is kind of trying to bite off the same thing with Mickie James?
Well, Mickie James was always crazy, too.
No, but now in TNA, though. Now in TNA, now she's the champion. I hate to jump topics here, but, do you guys notice that? By any chance?
I guess.
Well, they're redoing her Mickie James gimmick.
Yeah. At the time when AJ Lee's going crazy and all that.
No, technically AJ Lee's been crazy for some time.
I know. But you notice that TNA's doing this now, right, with Mickie James?
Yeah, too.
No wonder why they're getting 0.97 ratings.
Oh, you stop quoting that.
Okay, let's move on now. Deano versus Kane for the U.S. title. This is a filler match, obviously. No build-up. No one really cares about this. But you know how the WWE is. They want to have shock value, so they might wear their stupid caps on that night and decide to have Kane go over, which I don't see what's the point of Kane holding the U.S. title. So I'm just hoping that Deano gets the win. I really do. Have him cheat to win, hold the ropes, whatever. Or have him move the mask to a point where Kane can't see. And have, Dean Ambrose sees the opportunity from there. So yeah, I'm going with Dean Ambrose in this one. Unigamer, your thoughts on this match?
I just thought to myself, how fucking stupid that was when, we're going to give Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton shots at the tag team titles. They can't shot at the U.S. title. I think this is really to bury Vicky and make her look like an idiot. Personally, because she's the one that booked the match on the show. But WWE creative is burying themselves, really.
Yeah. You mean Gavinots?
It's pointless. I would have actually Daniel Bryan versus Dean Ambrose. Some on the ones that could actually hold a good match. Not knocking King what he's done, don't get me wrong, but US title, really. You're going to give him... He's had a world title, ECW, tag team title. If you look at the legacy that King's got, it looks a stronger competitor, but at the moment, the way he's jogged around in WWE is a complete joke.
I agree with that. Hardly take Kane serious.
Yeah, I just want Dean Ambrose to win it.
Knowledge of wrestling.
Yeah, this is just a filler match, so you can add more matches to the card. Yeah, I see Dean Ambrose winning. You know, probably not clean, but he'll win. I mean, it's pointless for Kane to just win the title out of nowhere, and you need Ambrose to have a. I also want Ambrose to have a good reign, so you can't just make him lose the title already. It's only been a month.
Absolutely. Now let's get into the tag team title match that was announced last Monday night on Raw as well. Another filler match. The Shield being Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins defending their title against a team of Daniel Bryan and Randy. Or should we call this team
Brandon, Bryan,
Hell RKO or Team RKO, RKO, I don't know. Team RKO, there you go.
Oh, hell no. Oh, that's what I've been taken.
Team RKO, imagine. Yeah, another filler match. I do sense that if anything have a potential Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton feud, this is probably the start of it. So obviously I'm gonna go with the Shield on this one, considering the fact that Seth Rollins lost last Monday night on Raw. Yeah, Unigamer.
I'd see it being like probably a short match. I honestly don't see it going anywhere. Not too interested in that match at all.
Gavin Otts.
I want the Shield to win it, obviously. But the only reason why I think they're putting this match together, other than what Unigame was actually saying about the creative, I think the only problem is they haven't got a clue what to do with Randy Orton because people are getting bored of him now. Turning bloody heel for crying out loud.
I think that's what we all want, have Randy Orton turn heel and turn on the fans and all that.
At least he'd be relevant.
Hey guys, give him a title shot, I guess, with that. Knowledge of wrestling, your thoughts on this tag team title?
It's crazy how the hell did Randy Orton get into this storyline with Team Hell knowing the Shield? Like, it's crazy. Like, he used to be in the main event scene all the time. He would be the number 2 guy, and he's just in a pointless, well, not pointless, but, you know, just random storyline. The Shield with Team Hell No still continuing, except now Daniel Bryan's a new partner. You know, it's just a throwaway match. You know, I hope the Shield retains.
Yeah, I do hope so as well. Now let's move on to the Intercontinental title match, triple threat. Wade Barrett defending his belt against The Miz, and now the man replacing Fandango, Curtis Axel. I think we covered this earlier. If WWE wants shock value, the key would be to have Curtis Axel win the belt. And if it was up to me, I had Wade Barrett still win, because they really haven't been doing much with Barrett, and I want to do something with Wade Barrett. I really do. But again, as far as the shock value goes, they'll probably give Curtis Axel the victory.
I don't know if you can call it really shock value. I think a lot of people are predicting that one for him to win the belt.
Yeah.
Wade Barrett would probably be shocking to see him still retain the belt, but would it be like, okay, whatever. Okay, he won. That's it.
Yeah. Gavin Otts?
To be honest, if Curtis Axel wins this, it's so predictable. But like I said earlier on, they're building up his character two-way, much in our face all the time. Like the WWE app, I'm getting sick of it at the moment. Even though he's still building up his character, when I got bitched at by smarks out there. Fair dues, but it's a bit too much in your face. You can build up do it the same way you did Brock Lesnar. Sort of same situation. You don't build him up too much when he first came in, and then all of a sudden, bam, he made an explosion.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, don't push him too far too fast like they did with Lesnar. I mean, Lesnar came in and just became champion out of nowhere.
Absolutely.
I know, not even a mid-card title.
Knowledge of wrestling?
Yeah, it's predictable. I think Curtis Axel will win. I wish Wade Barrett would have won. Just have him do, have him win more matches. He's a champion. It seems like he has more matches of him losing than winning. So you gotta fix that. With the Miz, I don't really care about him. He's just there, just to fill in the spot. And yeah, Curtis Axel, he's Fandango's replacement. So I wonder if Curtis Axel wins this Sunday. What does that mean? That Fandango was gonna win Sunday? Because that just would have been nuts.
I agree with that. I agree. Now let's move on to the co-main event of the show, the real main event according to the fans. Chris Jericho versus the hometown hero CM Punk, a one-on-one match. I've said it in one of my videos. Give my thoughts on this match. They both have good chemistry in the ring. Their match at WrestleMania was good, WrestleMania 28 for that matter, and their match at Extreme Rules last year was also good as well. So I see this match being no different. I see that a good match happening. More to the saga of Jericho and CM Punk, but obviously I'm going to have to go with CM Punk considering it's his hometown, and they don't want to have CM Punk come back and lose. You know what I mean?
Especially in his hometown.
Exactly. So obviously I'm going with CM Punk. You the gamer, I'm assuming you're going to go the same way as well, right, with CM Punk?
Yeah, I'd like to see CM Punk come back and win, but I just don't know what they're going to do. I don't know. I think they'll probably have Jericho win, unfortunately, though.
Yeah. I do think so, yeah. Gavin Otts?
I just want something to really shock us. Because obviously this is going to be the match of the night. You can tell, obviously, through their past feud, it was like a short feud built out of the blue, which is good, but not good at the same time. But I just love the shock factor at the moment, because WWE are doing screw jobs with Triple H and Vince McMahon storyline. What happens if Chris Jericho wins?
Shock value.
Exactly. But I really want Chris Jericho to win this, even though CM Punk comes back in his hometown, which I'm glad he's back, at least one thing. The second thing, he's going to make Raw enjoyable. It's been boring without him.
Now, wrestling?
This is going to be the match of the night, most likely. CM Punk, he did get with the recent pay-per-view wins, he did get 2 over Jericho, so I think Jericho might win this one, or unless CM Punk. I won't be surprised if neither of these guys, I won't be surprised if Punk wins or if Jericho wins, but I think it is Punk's hometown, so I'm gonna pick CM Punk still to win, but like I said, I won't be surprised if Jericho wins.
Yeah. But overall, I do sense being match of the night, not to steal the show. I really do sense that. Now let's get on to the main event of the evening. John Cena defending his WWE title in a 3 stages of hell match against the Ryback. First stage being a lumberjack match, second stage being a tables match, and stage 3, if necessary, an ambulance match. Okay, to me, the stages look kind of cheesy. A lumberjack match, come on. Most 2 out of 3 fall matches always start with at least a singles match, and then it becomes getting more hardcore. Um, Obviously, for a fact they're gonna have Cena win the first fall, Bryan win the second fall, then have Super Cena overcome adversity. You know what I mean? And have him get the W. So obviously, unfortunately, it has to be John Cena winning this match. Being a gamer,
I see myself falling asleep to not watch it.
there'll be a no contest.
Yeah, Cena wins, I sleep, and you won't hear from me for a while because I'll be in a coma.
Okay. Put us on notice, okay? Gavinons? I watched there.
That's my reaction. Same old shit. Someone explain to me the concept of 3 stages of hell, because I'm confused the way John Cena promoted it when he first announced it.
Yeah.
Is it going to be like, if it goes to a draw, then the third one decides it?
Yeah, I get the third fall decides the whole thing.
So how the fuck did John Cena botch it up when he says he's going to win all 3?
I guess what he meant was, okay, I'm going to beat you in the table match so bad that I'm going to drag you into the ambulance. So in a way, he wins all 3.
So basically, how are you meant to win all 3 when you meant to be like, go to a draw, then decides on the third
I
one?
think what he meant, alright, he's going to win the lumberjack match. Then he's going to beat the table match. Ryback will be so much in pain that he can't get up from the ring. Cena's going to carry Ryback on his shoulders and put him in the ambulance. You get what I mean with that? So like in a way, he won all 3, but reality the third one doesn't really count.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to hear some breaking news?
In a bit, after we get into the prediction. Now, Wrestling, your thoughts on the main event match?
I don't care about these 2 wrestlers. Why do they put them?
They're not wrestlers, they're superstars. They're
Whatever.
superstars.
I don't care about Ryback and the way he rules, or Cena. You can't see me. I don't. The 3 stages of hell. The matches aren't even like. Those aren't exciting matches. Lumberjacks, tables, maybe ambulance match, but just not for 3 stage of hell. It's probably one of the weakest 3 stage of hell match we're ever gonna see. But I'm gonna pick Cena to win because there's no way they're gonna put the title on Ryback yet, or have him even go over. Because right now Ryback is looking too strong, and I just can't see how Cena's gonna lose this match.
Okay, so that pretty much wraps up the predictions of Payback pay-per-view. Once again, this Sunday, live on pay-per-view, live from Chicago, Illinois, only on pay-per-view. Contact your cable or satellite provider to get this pay-per-view live on your television set. And before we go, we have an announcement from Gavinons and Unigamer. Gavinons, you should go first.
What was the breaking news?
The breaking news.
Oh, the breaking news was apparently by the SmackDown taping. Kevin gets fined by Theodore Long $10,000 for slapping a referee.
What happened?
Apparently, Kaitlyn slapped a referee, something to do with a match on SmackDown, and Theodore Long has actually smacked her. She smacked a referee. Theodore Long's actually fined her $10,000.
Okay, that was probably work storyline, kayfabe.
Yeah. Shh. It's all real, damn it, remember?
So damn it.
Don't spoil it for the boys and girls now, will you?
Now, Unigamer, the big announcement.
British Wrestling Promotions and British Wrestling Radio is actually doing a 24-hour podcast or show to raise money for a young 9-year-old boy named Colin Murray. Is that right, Gavin?
Callum Murray.
Callum Murray. Sorry, I haven't heard that name before. They're raising money for him to get surgery done on him. They gotta fly him to America. It's like, what's it's leukemia or son. I'm sorry. He's suffering from multiple illnesses, and they have to fly him to America. So they're raising money during this 24-hour radio talk. Team Heel is going to be there, and we ask that you please donate to getting this young man the surgery he needs so he can live a full, healthy life. You know, no parent should bury their child, and definitely no parent should bury their 9-year-old child.
Exactly. %. So all donations at bwrradio.com. In the words of Heel Steven, all the links will be in the description box below. I had to get that one in.
Absolutely, yes. Well, this pretty much wraps up the Team Heel GutCheck podcast here on YouTube.com. We hope you all enjoyed it. At this time, I want to thank the Unigamer, Gavin Knox, and Knowledge Wrestling for taking time out of their precious day to...
Or early hours in the morning.
Or in this case, early hours in the morning for Gavin Knox, to be on this humble little podcast that we do every week for you guys to enjoy. As always, I'm Heel Steven. You can follow me on Twitter at Heel Steven and subscribe to my channel where you're watching this podcast from right now, youtube.com/Heel Steven.
I'm Unigamer. You can follow me on Twitter at TheUnigamer661. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel, TheUnigamer661. Till next time, later.
I'm Gavin Oates. Follow me on Twitter at Gavin Oates. Subscribe to me on youtube.com/Gavin Oates. And obviously, like my Facebook page, www.facebook.com/The Wrestling Trap.
Knowledge of Wrestling. You can follow me on Twitter at @AmWalter and subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Knowledge of Wrestling.
And until next week, we will catch you all next week. Later. Peace. Easy.